things first, and we always like to get our pregame scouting report from JSU assistant coach Tommy Wade. We told him they don't have to worry about looking ahead to Alabama with this bunch in the building tonight.
You certainly will not have to, and this is a really good physical basketball team. They move the ball really well. They'll press defensively. So for Jacksonville State, can they get some good clean shots up in their set offense?
These two teams, this is only the 5th meeting ever between the two schools. JSU lost down in Miami last year when they played. Ironically, in a couple of years, they'll be competing in the ASUN Conference against each other. First shot is a miss, but we've got a foul inside against JSU's Jalen Gibbs. That'll be the first against him, and that's another young man JSU needs to step up, is number 22. He's had a 40-point game already this year, but the other night he really struggled, so it's been kind of hit and miss for the newcomer, Jalen Gibbs. They need him to shoot the ball well in a game like this.
He's played really well on the road. He had a good debut here at Jacksonville State at Pete Matthews Coliseum. They can get his home numbers up to where he plays on the road. He'll be in good shape.
Gonna get a turnover here is Eric Lovett, the senior from Jonesboro, Georgia, whistled for steps. And it'll go over to Jacksonville State. And as Gerhard mentioned, we will see press tonight from the Panthers. And there you see the replay as Darian Adams with a good defense. Full court pressure, Gamecocks get it across half court. Kane Henry is open. Nice dish to Brandon Huffman, and that's how things begin for the Gamecocks.
We talked about the ball movement. That's probably one of the biggest things for Jacksonville State in tonight's game. They're losing their main ball handler in Jalen Finch, but they have good ball handlers in and around. That time you saw great passing from King, and you saw Jalen Gibbs getting it over to Kane Henry, and then Brandon Huffman with the flush.
Damari King drawing the starting assignment with Jalen Finch unable to play due to sickness tonight. First three-point shot of the game is good from our impact player, Tevin Brewer, making an early impact.
Leading scorer on this basketball team, he has range. This will be a really tough defensive assignment for Damari King, Samaj Henderson, whoever comes into the game at that point guard position.
Brewer is a 43% free throw shooter. This guy can shoot it too, but that was great defense that time by Pickney. Inside, Huffman foul on the way up, and I believe that is going to be against Lovett, and it is the first foul against Eric Lovett. Will send Brandon Huffman to the free throw line. Brandon is a 62% free throw shooter.
Really good job on off the block there for Brandon Huffman, getting the ball back, and you saw Pinkney out there. Seth Pinkney, 7'1", so we'll have a couple of big tall guys in the paint today. Pinkney and the guy on the line right now, Brandon Huffman.
By the way, our officials tonight, Orlando Poole, K.D. Burdette Jr., and Michael Husted calling the game tonight. Brandon makes both. 4-3 Gamecocks. Gibbs picking up Banks right at midcourt. Says welcome into the half court. Brewer off the high screen from Pickney. Good job by King defending there. Here's the backside wing move by Lovett. Inside it goes. And one dribble and a dunk for Cleavon Brown.
A little reminiscent of Jacksonville State's first basket. Good ball movement, getting the ball to the inside, and great patience there on the inside by Brown.
Man-to-man D by the Panthers, as they enjoy the 1-point lead. Shot clock under 10. Gibbs gets it out to Kane Henry. He can shoot that three. He misses this one, however. Brewer able to call in the rebound. Brewer drives. Left-handed layup is no good. Nice job by Pickney tapping it out to his teammate. Long-range three by Brewer is no good. And here comes Darian Adams leading the break for Jacksonville State. Finds Damari King open, and King knocks down his first three.
Both Jacksonville State field goals in the early going of this game have come with great ball movement. The one play to the inside, getting the ball to Brandon Huffman. That time, inside, outside to a wide open King who knocks it down.
Nice defense inside. Huffman against Pinkney, 6'10" against 7'1". Here's Darian on the other end, misses the three. Look at Kane Henry Sky. Gibbs, his first three-pointer of the night, rattles and falls through.
Talked about his debut here at Pete Matthews Coliseum, a really good one. He's a great shooter. You mentioned the 40-point game that he had earlier, but that basket right there made off good ball movement, great extra passing around the horn, and they end up getting a three-pointer.
Gamecocks on a 6-0 run, taking a 5-point lead, their largest here early in this game. Brown and Henry Cole. Kane even got a high five from his coach for taking that charge. Already 2 turnovers here early for FIU, none so far for the Gamecocks. Jawan Purdue has checked in. Darian Adams draws a lot of attention, as you might expect. Also, Maros Zelisnak is in the game. Damari steps in, misses the shot. Zelisnak up over the back of Brown with the offensive rebound. Gibbs tries again, shoots an air ball. And here comes Denver Jones. He actually is from New Market, Alabama, here back in the home state. And a nice reverse there for Dante Wilcox.
Nice play there by Wilcox. Wilcox comes in for Seth Pinckney. So this lineup here on the floor for Coach Jeremy Ballard and these Panthers, a little bit smaller lineup. However, Brandon Huffman also off the floor for Jacksonville State.
Here is Jawan Purdue. He's doubled. Nice aggressive move. His positioning there played well for the left-hander.
We talked about the matchup earlier between Kane Henry and Clavon Brown. There's another really good sub matchup right there as well with with Purdue as well as Wilcox.
Brewer steps up, couldn't pull the trigger, spins inside, and
you mentioned it. I think this would be a really fun matchup for these two moving forward.
Darian with the strip. Got it stolen again, but Denver Jones couldn't close out on the shot inside the paint, so here comes Jacksonville State with the ball and a 5-point lead. Javante Hawkins in the game for the first time for Coach Jeremy Ballard, who's in his 4th season at FIU. Darian penetrates, left-handed finish, nice individual effort by Darian Adams.
We talked about his performance in the last game here at Pete Matthews Coliseum over LaGrange College for a career high. But you see, it almost feels so effortless when he takes the ball to the paint.
Back out top, under 10 on the shot clock. This is a Quan Smart in the game as well in the corner. Baseline drive by Jones, and the shot is blocked. And it will go over to Jacksonville State. So the Gamecocks getting it done on the defensive end in the half court. That is about the 3rd time here already FIU has gone very deep into the shot clock and not gotten a good shot at the end.
And this time it is the reigning conference player of the week, Denver Jones, once again, right there at the basket. But good job there by Maros Zelisnak blocking that one away.
Adams guarded closely by Smart. Good matchup there. Smart, big guy, 6'3". He's a true freshman from Evanston, Illinois, guarding the 6-year player in Darian Adams. They're going to have contact and a foul inside against FIU's Petar Kravakovic, his first. Jay Powell has checked in for Coach Ray Harper. Lobbed into Zelisnak, and he is tied up in the paint. Going to have a jump ball as Denver Jones got his hands in there.
Good job from Jones being able to get his hands in there without fouling.
Gamecocks will keep it. Also in is, for JSU, is Caleb Bird, the true freshman from Atlanta. He'll see more time tonight with starting point guard Jalen Finch out. And a nice look by Purdue, the assist to Zelisnak.
Miscue on defense and the assignment there for the Panthers, and they take advantage with a quick pass inside and the dunk.
4th assist in the game here for Jacksonville State. Gamecocks off to a good start on a 12-2 run over the last 3:40. Three-pointer from the corner is short. Bird with a rebound, and unfortunately for him, his foot was on the line.
An effort play there after the Missed shot there by Kovakovic. And once again, it's Panther basketball as Pinckney comes back into the game.
You see the nice look by Jawan Purdue. How do you lose big 6'11" Maurice Ellison?
Especially that low in the paint.
FIU needs a bucket. They're not going to get it there. Off the side of the glass. Here comes Bird back down for Jacksonville State. FIU now shooting 27% from the field. Jay Powell lost it, went down and got it, but we're going to have another jump ball, and this time it will go to the Panthers. Jay Powell's been a little work in progress this year. If you follow Gamecock basketball, he actually started a year ago, but has kind of been working his minutes up this year. Didn't play a lot to begin the year. They're trying to get his minutes up because he is a key player for this JSU team with his size and his shooting ability and his length.
They picked up 11 rebounds in their previous game, and maybe something like that, something where it's off the ball and picking up rebounds and getting a few points here and that can jumpstart him before conference play starts.
And he left Smart open, and Smart made him pay. There's the basket FIU's been needing. It's a big three-pointer, their second of the game, cuts the lead to 6.
Well, just to say right before that possession, it looked like this offense has stalled a little bit with Brewer on the bench, but huge basket there by FIU.
Damari King tries to answer and unable to do so. Smart with the rebound. He brings it up himself. Has the smaller Bird posted, and he will try to take 12, 2 for 7 from 3. With the ball and a 6-point lead. And a near steal. Nice hustle from Anquan Smart.
This is a team that really prides itself on defense. They hold opponents to 64 points per game. Of course, the last game that went to 4 overtimes will skew those numbers a little bit. It's a really good basketball team.
Interesting when you look at the two team schedules, there is one common opponent. They both played Alabama A&M, and they both almost had the identical score in each of those games. FIU beat Alabama A&M 70-47. JSU did. So Damari King controls out top. High screen from Kane Henry. Bird from the corner. Air ball. Brandon Huffman couldn't control the rebound, and Brewer comes away with it. Pinckney, blocking foul. Kane Henry will be whistled for his first foul of the game. Team foul number 3 against Jacksonville State as Darian Adams and Samaje Henderson come in.
Take another look here at the replay, and Kovakovic inside to Pinckney, and last time that worked in Kane Henry's favor when he was down there. Picked up the charge that time. Not much luck.
Tick under 11 minutes to play here in the first half. Jones on the drive, lost his footing, but they're going to say Darian Adams got him with the left foot. So a tripping foul called against Darian Adams.
And no argument there by Adams, not even trying to convince the official otherwise. JSU's defense just trying to collapse Jones. You saw the speed there from the good ball handler.
Darian had that look like, you know, my foot has the right to be there.
Right.
Hawkins has to get rid of it and threw it away. Jay Powell on the push. Here's Brandon Huffman. Nice look from Darian Adams. Assist number 5 for the Gamecocks.
And you see what happens in transition for Jacksonville State. That time on the interception by Jay Powell, they didn't stop to reset the offense. Just get your big man down the middle of the floor. There's very few people that can guard him, and he got the easy block.
Gamecocks come away with another steal. Denver Jones couldn't control it in the paint. FIU with 3 turnovers in the last 2 minutes. Darian Adams had a little opening, missed the 3. So Darian is 0 for 2 from 3 here early. Brewer throws it away, too high for Kovakovic. 3 substitutions are on the way in for Coach Ballard.
I think Coach Ballard is just looking for something to change the momentum of the offense. That is now 4 turnovers in the last little over 2.5 minutes for this basketball team. Here's the latest one, or this is actually the play right before where they got the dunk. The ball in transition off the J. Powell steal. Just really good ball movement there. And we talked about Darian Adams. Even though he's coming off a 31-point game, I think the best part about his game is he's just so unselfish. He can drop 30 any night, it feels like, but he's such a good facilitator. He's really deadly in that regard.
Lobbed inside to Zelesnak, and he missed. Jawan Purdue follows with a flush.
JSU is doing a good job using their length to their advantage right now, whether it's Brandon Huffman, Maroche Zelesnak, and that time Jawan Purdue being able to clean up off the miss.
This is a very energetic, if you will, first half performance so far by Jacksonville State. Jawan Purdue with a rebound as the alley-oop pass was too high. Here comes Henderson over to Jay Powell. He shoots a 3, misses short. Zelesnak taps it up though, unable to control. Brewer comes out with it. Here's a 3-point try from the left wing, is no good. Maroche Zelesnak, nice. So we resume play, no press. FIU picks up the Gamecocks in the half court. Darian Adams over to Henderson. Gets it back with 15 to shoot. High screen. Jay Powell. Misses short. Brewer, another rebound. Brewer already with 5 rebounds in this game. He is leading their team in rebounding at 5'8". Powell on the floor, tie up, jump ball. Jacksonville State will get it back.
We said at the top of the telecast, do not take that 5'8" stature. And he walks into the gym and, you know, just from a size standpoint, doesn't really impress you, but he's played his heart out today, and he's done so throughout the course of the year for this basketball team. Leading scorer, averaging 16 points per game, coming off a really nice performance in their last matchup at Eastern Michigan as well.
Here comes the press again. Of course, now, you know, in all fairness, a couple of those rebounds just kind of landed in his lap. But hey,
right.
You know, being in the right place at the right time does count.
It's part of the game, and one that he has mastered.
Lob inside to Zelesnak. Nice thaw. Here's to the roster, and we'll continue to work to build that roster out for the next signing date, and of course, recruiting a year-round endeavor. But Coach Rod in the house tonight.
And you could tell early on he is a full-on Jacksonville State supporter. It is not just the football team, even though he's got a lot of work on his plate over the last 2 weeks, and of course, coming up over the next 6 weeks or so before they head into spring ball. But he has immediately dove right into the Jacksonville community, and I think the love has been reciprocated.
Little push shot, no good. Offensive rebound, though, as FIU gets another shot at it. Brewer drives, dish inside. I'll tell you, Wilcox passed up the 2, but it worked out well because Banks knocks down the 3.
Banks, another guy that comes off, started a bunch of games this year and started this one as well. One of the top scorers on this basketball team there, knocks down the wide open corner 3.
Tell you, when you go on the road in college basketball, sometimes the cold shooting will haunt you early on, and that's been the case tonight. FIU shooting only 29% from the field, but that was a big made 3. And that was a big offensive rebound and putback by Zelesnak. Nice game off the bench, 4 points in the 7 minutes he has played so far. Back to a 9-point lead. The drive by Banks, and Banks has put together 5 quick points.
Inside and outside, that time going right at the taller Zelesnak, who got the points for Jacksonville State. And he and Brandon Huffman will share a lot of the duties for Jacksonville State down in the post, but that time the Panthers got the best of the big men.
Darian pulls up. A tough step back jumper, but there is Zelesnak again as this fine first half continues as he grabs his 4th rebound of the game. Darian drives, goes up, has the shot rejected by Wilcox. Here comes Brewer. Jones open ahead of the field, and he lays it in with the left hand. Cuts the lead to 5.
It felt like they were stuck on 10 points for a very long time, but after a couple of really quick baskets early on, inside and outside, and going right at Jacksonville State, and you could feel the energy and the momentum really start to change here for the Panthers.
Yeah, they get a steal here. Bad pass by King. 2-on-1 break. Brewer lays it down. Then the game kind of levels out, and we're already seeing that here. This is a very good FIU team, and this is going to be a, say, fourth quarter, second half game for sure.
They'll have to play all 40 to get the winner of this one. Two really good basketball teams having good seasons overall as well.
Darian Adams going to be called for the push-off, so that's going to be the second foul against Adams. So an interesting decision for Coach Harper. Does he take him out here with under 5 minutes to play before the half?
As of right now, nobody going to the scorer's table, so he'll just put his trust in his senior to stay out of foul trouble.
And Kane Henry comes out of there with it and finishes on the other end.
Oh, we just talked about it when FIU's done really well using great defense to turn it into offense. That time, the more athletic Kane Henry picks the pocket and finishes on the other end.
Only have Darian with 1, so they may have gotten Huffman with that foul, which will be a break for the Gamecocks, enable Ray Harper to keep Adams on the floor. Brewer has his shot rejected by the aforementioned Darian Adams. Darian does a lot, but he doesn't do a lot of that.
He doesn't.
But he got all of that.
Exactly, and that time he was on the help side there, and you saw Brewer right afterwards with a big smile on his face. He's going right at Samaj Henderson, but the help side defense is there for Jacksonville State, and the big block there for the senior.
In the corner, 3-ball, no good by Lovett. Here comes Adams. Amari King open, misses the 3.
Some of these threes are not falling, but it's the exact shot that they want. In transition, wide open.
Brewer answers on the other end.
Similar to the first 3 that he made early on, you cannot leave him open. His range is so wide, and he's jawing a little bit after having that shot blocked early on. You could tell his competitive level is sky high right now.
He's got 8 points, 2 of 3 from 3. It's a 2-point game. Lovett out all over Darian, who drives baseline, draws the triple team. Brandon Huffman misses the 12-foot shot.
Huffman just went a little prematurely on that one. Didn't really set his feet there before that shot.
That's Brandon's first missed shot in about 3 games. You know, he didn't miss a shot the other night. He came in shooting 54% from the field. He was perfect the other night, so he came into this one shooting over 60% from the field. Nice pump fake. Darian steps in, misses the shot. Jones with a rebound.
Once again, off the 3-pointer and that shot by Darian Adams. Shots that you'll take from Jacksonville State, they just aren't falling.
Jones drives. Kane Henry, good defense. Here comes King. It's 1-on-1 with Brewer. King wins the battle.
2 of the smallest players on the basketball court there going 1-on-1 in transition. We saw Brewer getting the best of Jacksonville State early on. That time King gets the basket.
FIU shooting percentage has crept up. They're shooting 36% from the field, while JSU's shooting percentage has cooled off a bit. They're shooting 39%, and the game has gotten closer. Brewer knocks down another 3. That is his 3rd triple of the first half. He's now in double figures with 11.
He has been absolutely sensational today. You could tell that the offense gets a jolt when he's on the floor, not only because of his ball handling, but what you've seen there, 2 big 3-pointers.
1-point lead for the Gamecocks. They led by 10 just a few moments ago. Under 2 to play in the first half. FIU with a strong finish here in this first half. Brandon triple team. Henry open. Shoots the 3 and misses. So the Gamecocks have definitely gone cold here their last few trips.
A couple of shots there they would take all day long. They just haven't fallen. Meanwhile, for FIU, they've really gotten on a hot streak led by Brewer.
FIU looking to take their first lead since 5-4. With 85% free throw shooter, so you kind of like your chances with this guy up there. Jones has 2 points on 1 of 5 shooting, but he does make the first free throw. So we're tied. We are right back where we started. FIU has kind of weathered the storm and have settled in here inside the friendly confines of the Pete, as they call it here at Jacksonville State. Jones has given FIU their first lead since 5-4 with just over 2 minutes and just over a minute and a half into the game.
JSU just 8 minutes ago was up 10, and you see the run here that the Panthers have been on, thanks in large part to the big-time three-point shooting by Brewer and some clutch shooting by Banks, and also at the free throw line.
King comes off the top of the key. Here's Bird from the left wing. Purdue's got it, and he will have 2 rebounds, and now he has a free throw. Ties the game at 1:02 to play here in a very entertaining first half. And Purdue gives the Gamecocks the lead back. Low scoring affair here in Jacksonville tonight. Brewer drives and throws it away. Little loosey-goosey on that pass.
Yeah, he's played really well. He's had very few mistakes, but that time he wants that possession back because they had the offense going, and they've had the offense going over the course of the last 3 to 5 minutes, and they've been able to cut into this lead thanks to it.
Turnover number 9 against the Panthers. Purdue drives, and he draws contact, so he's going to head right back to the free throw line as the foul is called against Isaiah Banks, his first. I tell you, Jawan, Purdue has given his team some important minutes here in this first half.
He's usually the first guy off the bench. I call him basically the 6th man for JSU, especially this year, and he's provided a quick spark. He had a nice dunk earlier. He had a great assist down low where JSU got the dunk as well. Added a couple free throws, and he's been a nice spark and exactly what JSU needs, especially against an FIU team like this, because he stands about the same height as some of their other contributing players like Isaiah Banks, as well as Denver Jones and Clevin Brown.
Purdue rattles home the second, so he is 4 for 4 from the line, 8 points in the game. It's a 3-point lead again. 30 seconds to play here in the first half. FIU can hold it for all but about 6 seconds in the remaining time here in the first half. Brewer is so quick off the dribble, and he got Damari King off his feet with a pump fake.
When you're having as good of a shooting night as Brewer is, a lot of times the defense can really react when that ball fake goes up, and that time Brewer doing a good job of getting the defender in the air, running into him, and getting a trip to the free throw line.
Brewer, an 85% free throw shooter, gets the roll for point number 12 as Brewer leads all scorers in the game. Pickney's back in. Brewer, the redshirt junior from Fort Smith, Arkansas, makes both. Point number 13. It's a 1-point lead for the Gamecocks. Full court pressure, 18.7 left in the first half. Darian needs help, gets it into Purdue, and then gets it back. So Gamecocks can play for one. Darian penetrates, goes up with a shot, leaves it short, and they heave it, and trails Jacksonville State by a point. As we resume play, the Panthers with the ball. 3-point shot, no good. Brandon Huffman with a rebound.
Both teams employing the very same 5 that started the basketball game. That includes Jalen Gibbs, who played limited minutes in that first half.
Gibbs hacked on the shot attempt by Eric Lovett. So Gibbs, who again did not play that much in the first half, has only attempted 2 shots tonight. He will attempt a couple of free throws now. He is a good shooter, obviously, and he is a very good free throw shooter as well at 85% on the season. Nothing but nylon cord as we see the replay.
Yeah, that time just a little bit over aggressive there. Love it.
Gibbs makes both. Maybe that'll get him going a little bit. 3-point lead again for the Gamecocks. Again, Jacksonville State playing without their starting point guard tonight. Jalen Finch, who is under the weather. 3-point shot rattles home for Cleavon Brown, who's only attempted 25 of those on the season. He's only made 7.
Yeah, Brown came into this game averaging double digits, right at 10 points per game, but off to a nice start here in the second half.
Ties us up at 32. Damari King comes free, misses the 3. Isaiah Banks ahead to Brewer. Brewer step back 3, misses, and it is off of Kane Henry. So the Panthers will maintain possession. Brewer sends it into Lovett. Lovett drives baseline, goes up against the taller Brandon Huffman and adjusts nicely and lays it in.
Well, we've seen that a couple of times here from the Panthers, going right at the big men for Jacksonville State. Somero Zelesnak, taken on by Isaiah Banks.
Bad pass by Gibbs, trying to get it into Brandon Huffman, so FIU with a 2-point lead and the ball. Little energy for the Panthers coming out of the locker room at halftime, the way they closed that first half. Brown misses the half hook in the lane. Again, Darian Adams, only 2 points here at halftime. We're going to have an offensive foul called against Brandon Huffman on the screen.
That's his second foul of the game, and quickly Ross Zelesnak, who got a bunch of minutes there in that first half, back on the floor here for Jacksonville State.
Banks in the lane, bounce pass to Brewer. Brown posts up Kane Henry. Now gets it back to Brewer. Brewer got to get it up quickly. Finds Pinckney at the last moment, and he dunks it.
We saw a little bit of this from Jacksonville State early on in the game, just getting the ball to the big man wide open, and Pinckney able to get his first basket of the game.
This is the largest lead of the game for FIU, 4 points. Let's see if Darian can get going. He drives, has the shot blocked, but does draw the foul as Isaiah Banks came over to help, and they say he hit Darian on the arm, so free throws coming for Adams.
We saw Jalen Gibbs get to the free throw line. We'll see if that helps to jumpstart his offense. Same situation here on the way for Darian Adams, as you see going aggressive right to the basket.
Neither team has missed a free throw tonight. Let's see if Darian can keep it going. He does. JSU is now 9 for 9 at the line. FIU 4 for 4. And some reinforcements coming in from the bench now. Dante Wilcox is in the game, as is Denver Jones. Pinckney and Banks go to the bench. Marion rattles home the second. Two-point game. FIU with the ball and the lead. In the corner it goes to Brown. Back out to Brewer. Once again, FIU deep into that shot clock. Brown pulls up, shoots a three, misses it. Zelesnak with a nice box out of Dante Wilcox.
Good possession for FIU. Didn't get necessarily the shot that they wanted, but JSU picking up the rebound. This is where FIU really excelled in the first half. Late in the first half, they were able to take advantage of missed shots and then get some points.
Gibbs takes it up, and misses the shot, but does draw the foul. That was a quick move to the hoop for Jalen Gibbs.
I think he came in determined here in the second half to put his imprint on the basketball game. Already now, second trip to the free throw line.
And it's Dante Wilcox, or actually Eric Lovett with the foul. And Gibbs knocks down the free throw. Jay Powell off the bench and coming into the game for Darian Adams. And Gibbs again knocks down the free throws. He is 4 for 4 in that department here already in the second half. We're tied again. Brewer finds Brown open from the right corner, and he rattles home the three. That is the second three of the game for Brown.
Brown, a relatively quiet first half. He has come alive here in the second with a pair of threes.
We saw the three-point shooting percentage heavily in favor of FIU as the Gamecocks were only 2 for 14 from three. Brewer misses this three, but it's tapped out and saved to FIU. Three-point shot is no good for Jones, so Jacksonville State brings it up the floor down by 3. Gibbs drives and has his shot rejected by Wilcox. Lovett shoots a long-range three and misses. Wilcox there for the rebound. Jones drives up against Kane. Henry draws contact. Their largest lead of the game, 6 points here with about 5 minutes into the second half.
Already 5 field goals here in the second half. They continue to have a great night on the free throw line as well. So it's a really, really good start here to the second 20 minutes for Coach Ballard's bunch.
Gamecocks a little out of sync on the offensive end in the half court. Coach Harper's already going to get Kane Henry right back in the game. He saw something he did not like out of that set. Darian Adams, baseline pass to Jay Powell, and he's fouled. I don't know how Darian, let alone saw the possibility of even making that pass and then making the pass.
Getting it in there and the threading. We talked about his ability to facilitate. He scored 31 points the other day, but I'm becoming more and more impressed by his vision and his execution there, being able to get the ball to Jay Powell, who is a solid free throw shooter as well. But once again, another just wrinkle in the game of the senior.
Gamecocks remain perfect from the free throw line despite their poor shooting from the three-point range. And there is Banks back in the game, and Lovett goes out. JSU 2 for 14 in three-point shooting so far. Darian Adams is on the bench. Well, now he's back in the game from the bench. He hasn't attempted a shot here in the second half so far. So the Gamecocks with the free throws are staying in it here in the second half.
Well, that's what's keeping them in this basketball game, is their free throw shooting percentage. They have 9 more free throws than the Panthers.
Good ball movement leaves Jones open, and he misses the three. Jay Powell up for the rebound. So the Gamecocks with a chance to cut into the FIU lead. Amari King, long range three, misses it long. Good hands by Denver Jones. Finds Brewer open in transition. Three-point shot is short. Here comes JSU. Darian Adams on the push, but he will have to wait for help. He did not have the numbers. Juwan Purdue is in the game after the good first half for the young man out of Sumter, South Carolina. 8 points in that first half. Actually leads his team in scoring. Tough shot on the baseline, gets the roll. So Juwan Purdue is the first Gamecock to reach double figures.
Not necessarily what you would expect if you're scouting this Jacksonville basketball team, but we talked about him being the spark plug off the bench. Jalen Gibbs did not play that many first half minutes. You go to the taller Purdue, and he's been a contributor on defense, and as you mentioned now, in double figures on offense, and you saw the shot there. Nice little fadeaway.
Brown has hit a couple. Missed that one though. Makes him 2 of 4 from behind the three-point line. Darian Adams in the lane, goes up, tough left-handed shot. That is a tough shot against strong defense in the paint, and Darian with a chance at a three-point play.
Yep, tough shot, a tough pass. He's just making all the plays today in the second half here, and that time over the very, very tough Cleveland Brown, and he's able to get the basket to fall, and once again, he's back at the free throw line.
Gamecocks leading scorer had a career high against LaGrange on this floor 2 nights ago. 31 points, topped the 30-point effort he had against Murray in the tournament last year. And slow start to this one, but he's getting a little more involved here. And Brandon Huffman now up to 8 points, offensive rebound in the putback, and we have the Gamecocks now back in front.
And that was a product of a very, very fast play. Got the rebound really quickly. The 7'1" Pinckney right there, but he's able to get the soft hands up and over.
Jones has his pass deflected out of bounds off of the Gamecocks. It'll stay with the Panthers with 6 seconds to shoot.
That time really good help defense because Pinckney was wide open down by the baseline. So getting his hands on the basketball there really helped out Jacksonville State.
And it comes to Kravakovic. Hawkins, tough three, no good, and Darian Adams up for the rebound. Darian sees an opening, nice dish to Huffman, and we're going to have a foul inside against FIU. Darian saw Kravakovic pick him up, kind of licked his chops at that moment, and took it to the hoop.
Yeah, he saw the scouting report. He knew he probably had a step on him on the dribble, and as you mentioned, goes right after him, trying to find Huffman, but the foul beforehand.
Lob into Huffman. Darian guarded by the 7'1" Pinckney. Does he dare shoot it over the 7'1" post player? Nice dish to Huffman, and he's fouled by Pinckney.
Well, I think what he knew is, hey, Pinckney's on me right now, but if I can generate some offense, the big man will be there by himself, and that's just senior leadership right there. Knowing the matchup that he had and saying, hey, I can get the ball right back to you if you just run right there with me, gets down to the post, and then forces the foul.
Brandon, a 63% free throw shooter. This is the first. You know, we talked about needing to get Darian Adams involved. You look at his stat line right now, he's 2 for 9 from the field. He was 1 for 8, but it feels like he is much more involved, even though you're only talking about 2 points.
Because he can affect the game in so many different ways, defensively, and then even in the offensive game, not with his scoring, but with his passing. We've seen a bit of that here today with his ability to reset the offense, lead from the floor. So he doesn't always have to be the person that finishes with the points at the end of the possession in order to impact the basketball game.
There you see Huffman's numbers. 9 points here for Jacksonville State. Hawkins gets it ahead to Banks. Gamecocks on a 9-0 run after falling behind. They've retaken the lead. 3-point shot is good by Kravakovic. That is his first points of the game.
Kravakovic is a really good shooter for this basketball team and doesn't get a ton of minutes, but he's played in every game so far.
8th made 3 of the game for FIU, ties us up again, 45-45. Jalen Gibbs, long range 3, no good. Jay Powell with the offensive rebound. He'll take it back up. Nice soft touch by Jay Powell.
We're seeing a lot of these second chance baskets here from Jacksonville State, already 8 offensive rebounds in the game.
Nice dish by Kravakovic to Wilcox. Darian surveys, now gives it up to Gibbs.
Not to mention on Saturday, they called one of the top 10 teams in the country at their place. So it's been a
did I forget Alabama?
And that's a team probably looking in on this one right now as they're chomping at the bit to get over that loss to Memphis last night.
FIU back in front by 2. Darian Adams. Dishes to Jawan Purdue, and he is fouled and takes a tough fall to the floor. But he is a tough young man as he bounces right back up.
He's been the spark plug for this basketball team coming off the bench, and today getting extended minutes. That time going right at Wilcox, and I've been really impressed by Dante Wilcox. He's just a freshman, but he is not built like a high school, college freshman right now, and he's played really well in the post, challenged a lot of Purdue's plays on the inside. One time I remember in the first half, and then once here in the second half, he's played really well. But after his third foul, he'll go to the bench.
So Jawan Purdue with 11 points. By the way, his career high was 14 in a game against EKU. And after these made free throws, Jawan now has 12, so he's only 2 away from matching his career high. He's 5 for 5 from the line. He leads the Gamecocks in scoring right now. Tied again, 49-49 as we reach the midway point of the second half. Darian almost got the steal that time. Good defense by Zelesnak against Lovett. Here comes Gibbs on the other end, and he lays it in, misses the shot, but draws the foul from Kurvakovic.
Zelesnak doing a good job, and then Purdue, who's had that fantastic start, ripping the ball away and then setting the ball in transition, and Gibbs once again will go to the free throw line. We've seen here in the second half, he play a little bit more aggressively than he did in the first. He obviously had very limited playing time there in the first, but he's now earning a living here on this free throw line.
Yeah, Gibbs is 4 for 4. Gamecocks overall. Now after that made free throw, they're 18 for 20 and already 9 team fouls against FIU.
They're really starting to rack up there, and there you see the collision and then in transition the other way.
So Gibbs makes both free throws. He has 9 points in the game, 6 coming from the free throw line, and JSU back to a 2-point lead, and they employ a little full court pressure. We talk about even Steven game. Gamecock shooting 38%, FIU 37%. Lead seesawing back and forth here in the second half.
See the intensity pickup for Jacksonville State defensively with the main ball handler and Brewer not on the floor, but he is on the scores table ready to check in.
Darian Adams, did he get a piece of that for his second block of the game? Back on the offensive end, guarded tightly by Jones. Inside to Zelesnak. Darian shoots a 3, misses short, and the rebound taken down by Brown.
Once again, the very cold shooting knife from beyond the arc continues for the home team.
Only 2 of 17 from 3. As well as this team can shoot the 3 ball, to be sitting here with under 9 minutes to play in the game and 2 made threes.
That's the point I was going to hit at, and I think it's kind of been a little offset a little bit because they have 19 points at the free throw line, but even still, to shoot that poorly and to still have this kind of production offensively, I think they'll take it just about every time out.
Nice dish to Purdue, and he knocks the shot down, so Jawan Purdue matches his career high of 14, and he is really having himself some kind of game here tonight. Gamecocks back in front by 4 with a 6-0 run over the last 149. And Darian getting his hands on it, knocking it out of bounds.
Purdue has been a delight so far for this basketball team. He played 15 minutes against Drexel. There you see the basket one more time. Doing a good job there, being able to get it in. He's already played 17 so far, so to match, as you said, the career high in points. He's also got a season high in the amount of minutes played, but he's taking full advantage as he gets a well-deserved rest.
Brewer, as you said, is back in the game now. At about the 8-minute mark. Brewer gives it up to Kurvakovic. He drives, nice dish, and Brown will not get it off. Half and momentum seemed to be all in the blue and gold. Now the Gamecocks have kind of taken it back They got the ball with a 4-point lead.
And it's not really the kind of prettiest ball because they're doing a lot of their work at the free throw line. However, the way they're able to get down there has really been impressive. They're playing really well off the ball. And you're seeing guys that didn't contribute much of the first half get a lot of action in the second, led by that guy, Jalen Gibbs.
That is absolutely huge. Coach Harper has to be going, thank you, thank you. A three-pointer, only the third of the night, and a turnover here by FIU. That has been a problem for them. They now have 12 turnovers in this game.
And that's a sign of a really well-coached basketball team. Coming out of the break, you know you have a set play for you. That time, they trusted Jalen Gibbs to make the three-point shot. He does so and really comes through in a really key moment there. So JSU, you see the fact that they're not shooting the ball well, but one of the very first things they do out of a timeout, they draw up a play with a three-point opportunity.
And Gibbs, really, you know, those free throws, 6 of 6 at the line, kind of builds your confidence a little bit. I bet that had an effect on his shot, and he's been taking it strong to the hoop. He didn't make that one, but still nice aggressive play there by Gibbs. Gamecocks only 3 of 18 from three-point range tonight. What would the score be if they were making their threes? FIU, I guess, could say the same thing. They're only 29% from three-point shooting tonight. Brewer goes to the floor, and Gibbs locked up with him, and they're going to get Jalen Gibbs for the foul. And that'll be number 3 on him.
A really physical basketball play here, and it's a good matchup between Gibbs and Brewer. Gibbs whistled for that foul, but looks like he'll stay in the basketball game.
You know, you look out on the court, of course, Coach Rich Rod, JSU new football coach, sitting here courtside. He's got to be looking out there going, you know what, Matt, today's signing day, I'd like to go out and sign a few of these guys I'm looking at, because I think what we're seeing is these two teams, very athletic, very deep, very long. They're just making it difficult on the offensive end in the half court.
Very athletic basketball players, and you're mentioning the fact that they're playing such great defensive basketball, but they have some good shooters, and that once again, there's another big play there by Denver Jones, knocking down that corner three-point shot. So even though neither team has necessarily shot the ball lights out from behind the arc, they seem to have both made timely three-pointers. That one a big one for the Panthers.
That's the first made 3 of the game for Jones. He's 1 for 5 from behind the arc. 4-point lead for the Gamecocks. 5 to shoot. Damari King's going to have to pull the trigger. High arching 3 is no good, and going up high for the rebound is Cleavon Brown.
Not necessarily the shot that JSU wanted, but give a whole lot of credit to the Panther defense there, forcing.
Open shooter in the corner, no good. Brandon Huffling had it knocked out of his hands from behind by Brown. Gamecocks will get it back, and Darian Adams will also get back for JSU. After a brief rest, Jay Powell goes out of the game. Brown with the swipe over Brandon Huffman's head. Under 6 to play, 4-point lead for the home team, who has to play at Alabama on the 18th. They'd love to pick up this win here at home.
Going into that matchup with the top 10 team with some confidence.
Brandon Huffman, all tough break, missed the roll, but there is Kane Henry with the offensive rebound. Damari King's like, am I this open? Should have just shot the 3. Brandon Huffman missed the putback, but got the rebound, missed the other putback. Darian Adams bits it out to King and says, hey, let's just slow this down, give me the ball.
And this is a sign of good leadership right here. Good leadership, good experience. Hey, we've lucked out for the last couple of offensive rebounds. Let's set up here and try to get a nice shot.
Gamecocks missing a golden opportunity. He had 3 bunnies there. Couldn't get either to fall. Gibbs pulls up, takes a tough 3 and makes it. That is 2 big triples for Jalen Gibbs. That's what they brought him here for. And he is delivering big time here in the second half. Gibbs now with 15.
And remember how that possession started. It started with all the missed baskets early, and Darian Adams, as the leader, calmed it back down. They ran one of their good set plays and found Gibbs, who has been the hot hand here in the second half.
Open from the left wing. Kravakovic could not get it to fall. JSU with the rebound, so the Gamecocks with a 7-point lead now as we near 4 minutes to play.
Talked earlier that they were missing their starting point guard in Jalen Finch, so the ball handling duties have had to been done by committee with Samaj Henderson. We also had Damari King, and of course the senior up top of the ball right now with Darian Adams.
Darian just goes to the basket, made up his mind that time, but ran into big Cleavon Brown. Good defense inside by Brown. Brewer's been quiet for a while. FIU would love to get him going. Nice strip by Henry. Kravakovic wanted the foul, got no whistle.
Looks like Henry just got his hands right there in the passing.
Set to inbound. Darian gets it back, guarded by Lovett. He drives, tried to dish it to Jay Powell, but Dante Wilcox with the steal. Lovett shoots a contested three. Darian Adams is right in his face, and Lovett knocked it down. His first three of the game.
Ends a pretty lengthy scoring drought there for the Panthers. It didn't feel like it because they'd hit a couple of three-pointers. However, they went about 3 minutes without a basket, so that was a big one.
Yeah, that was a big hoop. Cuts it to 4 as well as we're under 3 to play. Darian on the left wing. Gibbs crossover in the lane, shot knocked out of bounds.
And commits his 4th foul.
Juwan Purdue goes out again. What a game for him. 4 of 5 from the floor. Perfect at the free throw line, 6 for 6. Kane Henry comes in and spells him as Maroš Zelesnak has to get Huffman out. Huffman with 4 fouls now. Wilcox lost it out of bounds. Good defense, actively getting the hands in there for JSU.
Well, that's what has saved them defensively. Being able just to affect the passing game for FIU, and very, very quickly after a few seconds of a break, Purdue, who's been, as you mentioned, one of the hot hands for JSU, back on the floor.
Yeah, with Henry in there, Coach Harper probably thinks he can get 6-7 Purdue in there and loses a little height with Huffman and Zelesnak out of there. Darian Adams missed a shot. Kane Henry, that is a man play right there. Kane Henry going and getting it and then sticking it back in. That is a big bucket. 6-point lead again. Corner 3 rattles in and out. Juwan Purdue with the rebound.
You mentioned the fact that they lose a little bit of height, but they lose 0 athleticism, because it feels like Kane Henry's good for a couple of those every game, and that time skies in and gets the extra basket. But when you have Purdue and Henry on the floor, and especially in a game like this, I feel like you feel, if nothing else, you have enough height and enough athleticism to match up with the other team.
It's a big possession here for JSU. If they could score here, already up by 6. King mishandled the pass, had to step to the side and shoot, and knocks down a huge 3. 8-point lead, and FIU will call time with 1:06.
As he's not taking them as well, and as you said, I won't be a bit surprised if the offense just doesn't funnel through him at least.
They go to him here. He drives and has the shot blocked, able to get his own rebound, however, or track down the loose ball after the block. They clearly wanted Brewer to get the shot away that time, just good defense. Brown tries a corner 3, and that's a huge bucket there.
Excellent extra pass there by Lovett to the corner. Much needed basket there.
Inbound against full court pressure. And it comes to King. He is quickly double teamed. And they get it in the hands of Darian Adams. Gamecocks get it across half court. FIU not fouling yet. Even though Lovett is all over Darian Adams. Fisher letting the contact go, and Darian dribbles it in the backcourt. And now let's see.
Looks like either a foul.
I think they're going to say the defender tipped it, so they're going to award the ball to JSU at half court. I tell you, that happened right in front of us, and there was a whole lot of contact that was not called. The official let them play right there. 5 seconds, Darian takes it, dishes to Purdue, and Purdue has the shot blocked by Brown. The great game by Cleavon Brown continues. FIU got to go in a hurry, though, down by 6. They dish inside, and the dunk by No jinx in play here for Jalen Gibbs. Very solid game for him, 16 points now. And he is 7 for 7 at the line.
Most of the damage here in the second half as well.
Gibbs misses the second. It's a 5-point lead. No foul, Coach Harper says. Brewer shoots a tough three, misses. King with a rebound. And Jacksonville State will get the foul, but they're also going to get a very important home win here tonight over FIU.
Not only a very important win, but I also think a very, I would say, in my opinion, probably the most important win so far of the season. They played a lot of good teams, played in great games early on. They've played battle-tested teams that made the tournament last year. You're taking a look at a team like Drexel. They played earlier on. They played VCU, but this might be their most impressive win so far. They played South Alabama in a very tough loss, played Wichita State in a very tough loss. This is a really good FIU program to get a win over.
And they've done it without Darian Adams playing a typical Darian game. He's going to finish with 8 points, it looks like, which is about half of his average. But hey, they'll take it because JSU is going to come away with the victory tonight.